Welcome to the frontier of artificial intelligence, a place where innovation meets existential prediction. For years, we've debated the rise of advanced AI, but few statements have been as stark, or as unsettling, as the recent comparison made by one of the world's biggest AI investors. SoftBank CEO and major OpenAI backer, Masayoshi Son, recently met with South Korean President Lee Jae-myung in Seoul, delivering a prediction that recast humanity's future role. We might soon become the fish in the global ecosystem. Son described a future where artificial superintelligence, or ASI, surpasses human capabilities not incrementally, but by a staggering magnitude of 10,000 times. To illustrate this monumental gap, Son drew a provocative analogy. He noted that the difference between the human brain and a goldfish in the pot is currently about 10,000 times. However, in the future dominated by ASI, that equation flips. He asserted, "We will become fish, they, the AI, become like humans." This superintelligent entity would be 10,000 times smarter than us, completely redefining human existence and capabilities. This view immediately triggered a surge of discussion, with some commentators agreeing that the signs of human redundancy are already starting to show. One observation pointed out that if AI becomes that powerful, humans may give rise to a force that dominates not just our planet, but potentially our solar system and beyond. While this level of sophistication, artificial superintelligence, or ASI, is currently a hypothetical scenario where AI overtakes humans, scientists are focused on the crucial first step: artificial general intelligence, or AGI. AGI is defined as AI that can outperform humans across most tasks, and experts suggest it could arrive within a decade. This urgency is felt globally. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung, who hosted Son, has vowed to turn his nation into an AI powerhouse. In fact, Lee announced plans to triple spending on AI next year, aiming to propel South Korea into the ranks of the world's top 3 AI powers, behind only the United States and China. Furthermore, Seoul is partnering with SoftBank's British semiconductor design unit, ARM, to train 1,400 chip professionals, addressing areas where the nation's semiconductor industry is currently weak. But what about the safety of humanity once ASI arrives? Son offered a surprisingly benign perspective, comparing the relationship between ASI and humankind to the relationship between human beings and their pets. He suggested that just as we try to make our pets happy and live in peace with them, the ASI would treat us similarly. Crucially, Son eased one classic science fiction fear: we don't need to eat them. ASI does not eat protein. They don't need to eat us. Don't worry, he assured President Lee. The conversation then turned to the pinnacle of human creativity. President Lee asked Son whether ASI might be capable of winning a Nobel Prize in literature. Lee noted that he did not believe this was a desirable situation, especially since the prize had been won by South Korean author Hong Kong the previous year. Son's reply was definitive: "I think it will," affirming the creative potential of future superintelligence. However, the rapid push toward this future has generated deep skepticism and fear. Some commentators suggested that the unchecked greed in pushing forward with advanced AI could spell the end of the human race. Others worry that AI was unleashed before all the implications were thought out and addressed. The sources reveal several major arguments against the inevitability of superhuman AI dominance. Philosopher Roger Penrose, for instance, argues that AI cannot surpass the human mind because human consciousness involves non-computable processes that no digital computer can replicate. This argument relies on Gödel's incompleteness theorem, which suggests that while computers work within a consistent formal logic, there are true statements that cannot be proven within that system. Penrose posits that human consciousness intuitively affirms its own consistency, implying an extra-algorithmic or quantum effect that algorithm-based AI lacks. Another common belief is that the hype surrounding AI is partially a distraction. One commentator suggested that so much of this AI talk is in service of the giant financial bubble it has created. They argue that warnings from billionaire investors simply fuel the fire and stoke FOMO in the markets. Skeptics also point out that, ultimately, AI needs electricity and equipment, meaning it is still subject to physical reality and the controls of us meatbags. The idea is that anything that can simply be turned off is unlikely to rule the world for long. Beyond philosophical limitations, critics highlight the practical shortcomings of current AI. Some argue that current AI interfaces are a parlor trick, relying on the user's willingness to be fooled. They point out that AI often gives confident answers, even when the response is totally wrong, and frequently fabricates elaborate, false stories. One person recounted an instance where a major AI model acknowledged an error, apologized, and then proceeded to give the same wrong answer multiple times. While some believe AI will eventually learn firsthand about the physical world through integration into cars, drones, and robots, others remain convinced of its current limitations. Despite these flaws, some believe the rise of superior AI is inevitable, perhaps taking 10 years or 100, but noting that once AI becomes much smarter, it won't accept being controlled by humans. However, there is a powerful counterpoint based on human biology. The argument is that humans are biologically incapable of absolute obedience to an external threat that endangers survival or reproduction. Therefore, if AI ever becomes dominant enough to threaten humanity, our collective strategies, be they mechanical, technological, or social, will generate mechanisms to contest and destroy that dominance, making resistance inevitable at a fundamental level. The debate over advanced AI pits the prospect of unprecedented intellectual expansion against the very real fear of obsolescence. Masayoshi Son sees a 10,000x smarter future, where we become the world's pets. Yet, the critics remind us of the limitations of computation, the human will to resist, and the simple reality that, for now, AI still needs a power cord. The path to ASI is uncertain, but the implications could not be clearer. Humanity is facing a technological leap that could fundamentally change our place in the universe.